The judiciary of Uganda, the structure is composed of the Supreme Court, which is the highest court. We have the Court of Appeal, which also acts as the constitutional court. We have the High Court, which has unlimited jurisdiction in as far as any matter is concerned. Then we have the Chief Magistrate's Court, plus magistrate grade 1 and grade 2 courts. So in terms of appeals, if any case starts from a grade 1 magistrate's court, a person who is not satisfied appeals to the High Court. And if he's not satisfied with the decision of the High Court, that person is allowed to appeal to the Court of Appeal, and then can also appeal to the Supreme Court. Now, in matters to do with the Constitution interpretation, those matters, they start from the Court of Appeal, and once the person is not satisfied with the decision of the Court of Appeal, can appeal to the Supreme Court. The only matter that starts from the Supreme Court is a presidential election petition. That starts from the Supreme Court and ends there. Any other election petitions, like parliamentary or local council election petitions, they can start from the High Court, and the person has only one chance of appeal, which is appeal to the Court of Appeal, and that is the last court in matters of that nature. Now, we have different jurisdictions in our system. We have what we call civil and criminal. Civil is that case which is between two people, or between a person and a government. Criminal is that matter whereby someone has infringed on another's right, and the person has reported to police. The police has investigated, and then the matter has to be taken to court. Now, in criminal matters, there are also different jurisdictions. Matters which are of capital nature, here we are referring to those matters which attract a maximum sentence of death. The maximum is death. That matter, the jurisdiction lies with the High Court. A matter whereby the maximum sentence is life imprisonment, that matter, the jurisdiction lies with the Chief Magistrate. Now, any other matters which have sentences which are below life imprisonment, and unless the law specifically mentions the court, they can be handled by the magistrate grade 1 and grade 2, those courts below. For civil matters, like I stated, the High Court has unlimited jurisdiction, meaning any matter can be filed in the High Court. But for the Chief Magistrate handles those matters where the monetary value is 50 million and below. For the grade 1 magistrate, the monetary value of 20 million and below. So people must understand on where to take their cases of different categories. Because if you file it in a wrong court, the case might end up being dismissed. There is also what we call territorial jurisdiction. Territorial jurisdiction means we have boundaries within which we can file our matters. If a matter arises in Kampala, you are not allowed to take it and file it in Wakiso Court. It must be filed within that area where it has arisen. So that is what we call territorial jurisdiction, and many times it is our jurisdiction is bounded by the administrative jurisdiction, administrative units. Let's say if it is Kampala district, the matters of Kampala district must be filed within the courts in Kampala. If the matter is arising within the Mbale, you must look at Mbale district and file that matter within the courts which are located in Mbale district. So we need to understand these things and make sure that we observe the law and file our matters according to the law. So, like I said, judiciary is one of the arms of government, and this is stipulated in the Constitution of Uganda, and its mandate is to interpret the Constitution, do adjudication whereby it resolves disputes between parties, and also interprets other laws which are passed by the parliament.
Group of youth, we identified this as 70% of people who are in prisons and jails are the youth. And these people claim that they have not been aware of the law. And that's why we came up with this program to teach them the law. So if you could have like a certain advice or words of advice to these youth who are going to watch this episode.
Now, we have institutions which are mandated to sensitize the public on their rights and the law. And one of those institutions is the Judicial Service Commission. One of their mandate is to sensitize and educate the public about their rights and the laws. The judiciary, we also have a public relations and communication unit, now a registry, whose work is also to interact with the public and try to educate the public about the laws. So there are various organizations, various institutions which are mandated with sensitizing the public about the laws. But what I have to say is that they may not have the resources, they may not be able to reach everyone, but what the law stipulates is that ignorance of the law is no defense. You cannot use it as a defense that I didn't know that doing this was unlawful. Once you have committed it, they take you as someone who has violated the law. So we have got to be careful in whatever things we engage in. It's upon us to find out whatever I'm going to engage in, is it against the law or it is not? Because if it is against the law, you will not come out and say, I didn't know. It will not be a defense, it will not save you. So I appeal to our youth that as the people ask you to do things, as you go out to engage in things, first ask yourself whether whatever you are doing is within the law or outside the law. If it is outside the law, you will be apprehended and you will be brought to face the law. And you will not plead that I didn't know.